Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're your shortcut to getting genuinely well-informed. Today we're jumping into something pretty fascinating, the global camera accessories market. It's this thriving segment, sometimes a bit overlooked, but it really powers the visual world we're all surrounded by. So our mission here is to unpack the latest market insights from our sources. We want to understand what's really driving this huge demand for things like, well, tripods, lenses, lighting, all of it. And the headline number is pretty exciting. This market is projected to grow from about $11.22 billion globally back in 2021 to a really impressive $21.77 billion by 2033. That's a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR, of 5.68%, nearly doubling in, just over a decade. Okay, let's unpack this. What immediately stands out to you when we look at numbers like that?
Well, the first thing is that this isn't just, steady growth. It's pointing towards a real transformation. These figures suggest some pretty fundamental shifts are happening in how we all create and consume visual content globally. It's a dynamic market, really sort of entering a transformative period.
Right, transformative. That sounds like more than just a simple uptick.
Yeah.
So if we dig into the core reasons behind this expansion, what are our sources telling us? Seems like a few things keep coming up. First, just this rising consumer interest in high-quality visuals. People want better pictures, better videos.
Exactly. Not just snapshots anymore.
Yeah, compelling visuals. And second, the integration of smart technology into the gear itself, making it more powerful, maybe more accessible too.
Definitely more accessible. That's key.
And then, of course, social media. Its popularity just keeps growing, and that seems to be a huge engine for demand. We're seeing this across the board, right? Tripods, lenses, gimbals, lighting.
Absolutely. And what's fascinating here is how interconnected these trends really are. Like you said, social media isn't just for sharing photos anymore. It's actually pushing people to create better photos, better videos.
So the platforms themselves drive the need for better gear.
Precisely, which means better gear stabilization from gimbals, the right lighting, different lenses for different effects, stuff your phone, even a great phone, often can't quite replicate on its own. And the smart tech, it's not just simple Bluetooth. We're talking AI in gimbals, predicting movement, smart lights adjusting themselves.
Oh, okay.
Even accessory lenses with computational tricks that used to be only in high-end cameras. It makes professional-looking results much more achievable for more people. So, this brings up a good
Question for you listening. If you're creating content or even just thinking about it, how does this shift towards quality and accessibility affect what you do or the gear you look for?
That's a really practical.
So North America is definitely leading the pack globally. We're looking at growth from roughly $4.5 billion in 2021 up to $8.4 billion by 2033. That's a 5.28% CAGR. And the U.S. takes the lion's share of that. It seems to be fueled by, advanced e-commerce channels and this thriving creator economy.
Okay, you mentioned advanced e-commerce channels. What does that actually mean in practice? Is it just easier online shopping or something
More, and how does that specifically feed the creator economy? Because, there's also this idea that people want simplicity, maybe just relying on their phone camera. How does that square with
TikTok, Instagram, they're incentivized to level up their quality.
right? Better quality equals more engagement, maybe more income.
Exactly. So a good tripod, a versatile lens, decent lighting, these are luxuries. They're investments in their content and their brand. It's about building a presence, not just taking casual photos. And Kid is also a strong player in North America, growing fast at about 6.5% CAGR. Lots of influencers there, plus strong interest in outdoor and wildlife photography, driving specific accessory needs.
Okay, so North America is leading. What about Europe?
Europe follows closely
Behind. It's projected to climb from around $3.25 billion to just over $6 billion by 2033. The CAGR is similar to North America, about 5.3%.
Well, think about it. When you travel, you want to capture those memories, right, and share them. And people increasingly want those travel shots and videos to look good, especially for social media. So maybe they invest in a wide-angle lens for landscapes, or a small gimbal for smooth walking videos through a market, or maybe even a portable LED light for better shots at night or indoors. So more people traveling means more people documenting their trips and often wanting slightly better gear to do it.
Makes sense. Okay, where else are we seeing major growth?
The Asia-Pacific region, or APAC, is showing one of the strongest growth curves. It's going from about $2.1 billion in 2021 to nearly $4.4 billion.
Weddings there are often huge, multi-day events requiring extensive photo and video coverage that drives significant demand for professional gear and accessories. Plus, you have strong social media engagement and a growing middle class with more disposable income.
That wedding industry angle is so specific and powerful, it's not something you'd immediately think of as a global market driver.
It really shows how local cultural elements can have a huge economic impact on a global scale. And interestingly, the rest of APAC, so outside the major individual
countries track that segment actually shows the highest growth rate globally at an astounding 8.51% CAGR.
8.51. Where's that coming from mostly?
South America is on a steady upward path too, growing from about $763 million to $1.6 billion by 2033. Argentina stands out there with a strong 7.8% CAGR. The Middle East shows slower growth, but it's stable around 4.1% CAGR. The drivers there see more niche things like luxury photography, high-end professional studio setups.
It really is interesting how these regional niches develop. Weddings in India, luxury studios in the Middle East. It's not a one-size-fits-all market.
Not at all. But maybe the most dynamic story, the most surprising one, is coming out of Africa.
No. What's happening there?
Africa is projected to nearly triple its market size, from around $235 million.
It's really a confluence of factors. Mobile-driven content creation is huge. Smartphones are the primary tool for many creators. There's also increasing availability of more affordable accessories, often imported. And critically, you have this large, expanding youth population that's really eager to explore creative fields, tell their own stories visually.
So it's like a democratization of content creation happening.
Exactly. If you connect it to the bigger picture, Africa's growth reflects this fundamental shift towards accessibility and just sheer creative ambition across the continent.
It's a powerful trend.
Nearly tripling and leading the world in growth rate. That 9.24% isn't just a number, is it? It feels like it represents a really significant shift in who's creating.
It absolutely does. So if we pull back and look at the whole picture, the global camera accessories market is clearly in this transformative phase. You've got technology integration, you've got this massive creator-driven demand, and this fascinating regional diversity all shaping the path forward for the next decade. And as we always try to emphasize, knowing the data is one thing, but understanding what it means is where the real value lies. This tells us so much about global creativity, communication, even entrepreneurship.
What an amazing journey through these
numbers. We've really seen this global explosion in camera accessories, haven't we? Driven by huge forces like social media, smart tech, the whole creator economy, but also these really specific
It really is. Yeah. And all this leads to a pretty interesting question for you, the listener. As visual content creation becomes even more common, even more accessible everywhere, what new frontiers do you think might open up for creative expression? Things we perhaps haven't even thought of yet. And what role will these accessories, which are constantly evolving themselves, play in actually enabling those new visions?
That's a great thought to leave people with. Yeah. Think about what all this means for your own creativity, whether you're deep into it or just starting out,
or even just how you engage with all the visual content you see every day. It seems the future of visual storytelling isn't just getting sharper or brighter, but also incredibly richer with possibilities.